Hey, my glorious, gorgeous, wonderful, fabulous, fantastic friends. Welcome to the channel. This is your Divine Daily Blast. Let's get right to it. And I should say, a happy end of 2025 for most of us. You know, it's typical for people. They're making resolutions, going to resolve things. What's interesting is many of us, myself included, still carry some of the mixed messages from the previous year into the new year without even realizing it. And so it's up to us to lay the groundwork and make the intentions clear with authority, declaring, not just asking or begging. For the last couple of 3 weeks, we've been studying. The Lemurians have been with us, trusting intuition, activating clairvoyance, really getting us to be involved with psychic awareness and being sensitive to what we are saying, who we are being, and the path that we are walking. Star beings are also suggesting that everything is written in the stars, and we're being asked to activate for guiding our visions into reality, where we cannot do that with wishy-washy words. And I think it's time to put those wishy-washy words to bed. If we want to walk into a new year with authority, we have to act with authority and speak with authority. There is a difference between authority and being bossy. Power is instigated from pain. And if we've experienced pain and disappointment, we don't want to churn out the same by sending out a mixed message. I've been studying the work of Florence Scovel Shinn, a woman that was born in 1871 and died in 1940. She wrote a book called The Game of Life and How to Play It. She became a sort of early Louise Hay. She was one of those people that really talked manifestation into reality. A life coach before life coaches became a profession. Now, she started her early life as a pencil drawer or an illustrator, and then went on trusting intuition and working in, the idea that words create worlds. They certainly create our own world. Let's get on with what today is. And number 7, Angel Numerology Day. This is about having focus. This is about being on the right path, starting the day on the right foot. Spiritual desires and plans correct and beneficial, priorities in the right order, where good life choices are made, particularly in material matters. If you've got a tarot deck, pull out the 7 of Cups, the Sun, and the Chariot. Call upon Archangel Metatron and Archangel Michael to give you a boost of power. Number 7 angel number talks about spiritual awakening and wisdom, good fortune. Represents a period of good luck. A spiritual journey aligned with the universe. A spiritual awakening. I've spoken to you that in my mind, I like to see the one-armed bandits turning around, the slot machines, and seeing 777 and the jackpot comes. Completion and perfection. It represents the completion and perfection of a cycle. And it's all about trusting our instincts. Trusting what we know for sure in our heart. Now, the moon today on this New Year's Eve is in Gemini. And the lunar energies are very high today, so tap into them. Supercharge your manifesting power as you make your resolutions. I'm going to say make your declarations. Don't forget, resolutions have the power to change your life, even in the smallest change. Smallest incremental changes leads to a journey of transformation. Here is an affirmation that Jasmine Boland wrote for 2026. Interestingly enough, This calendar came out in July 2024 for this year. And she says, I know that I am blessed. And I live my life within that knowing. I know that I am blessed. And I live my life within that knowing. Giving thanks for the blessings. Being grateful, really heartfully grateful for all the experiences we have is the way to move forward. Let's see, what else can I tell you about today? Let's get on with our isms. I am unlimited in all ways and all things. There is nothing I cannot accomplish and do. I just have to declare it and do it. I am in deliberate creation mode. Why would you not be? Everything we do, we create. We create the day ahead by what we say when we open our eyes and wake up. Do you reach for your telephone and see who emailed you overnight? Or your devices, what have you? Do you place your feet on the floor and give thanks for the day ahead? Releasing what was and embracing what is and stepping forward into the pathway that you don't know. Some people fear the peace of the unknown and that it's peaceful. It's easier to sit in the pain of what we do know, to drag our disappointments and all the things that we thought we should have done and didn't do. Let me tell you something. Resentment is unpaid rent in the mind, and we have been allowing it to live rent-free in our heads for years. Yeah, no more. Kick them out. I am letting go of unwanted emotional patterns and making room for healing and better vibrational energy. Now, these three I pulled off the deck. I told you the other day, my process is quite simple. I have all of these stacks of isms, a couple hundred of them, and I just go from the top, and I keep going. And then as I pull them out, I'm looking for inspiration to pass on to you, to bring you something to start your day on the right foot, not the back foot. Here's a message from the guardian angels. We are messengers from Source whose entire purpose is to make you feel safe. Trust that you are adored and protected in all ways. Today I choose faith over fear. I stand tall in my trust of the divine. There's a reason why I shuffled and pulled. Before I pulled, I said I set the intention to pull the perfect card from the perfect guardians to give us the perfect message to send us into 2026. Here it came. Today I choose faith over fear. We have to dig into trust. I stand tall in my trust in the divine. Yesterday, I happened upon a YouTube video. A lady, lovely looking, well dressed, in her home, looked like her home or somebody's home, making predictions for 2026. And the lady, probably a very talented psychic, was talking about all the things that are going to go happen in Washington, with the politics, in the United Kingdom, with the royal family, in the Middle East, with the war, and all of this, and her predictions for it. Well, are you predicting this, or are you opening the door for a conversation that none of us really need to have? Yes, there is turmoil, there are wars, and there are discrepancies and disagreements everywhere. However, while we may not have started it, we may not have been the ones choosing the power or the lack thereof, the persecution of this. We didn't choose it, we didn't sign up for it, and yet we get distracted by it. And there are small, little, tiny messages that go along with what we're listening to and what we're absorbing. Now, there's an argument that if we do nothing, we are complicit to the problems. I don't know how I can be complicit to wars that happen in a place that I don't live in. Am I turning my back? No. Am I aghast and appalled? Yes. But I'm going to trust the divine and my intuition and God, the creator of all of it, to create a resolution that I can be part of it. And that's where I go into my trust. I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right thing. I'm lifting people's consciousness higher. I'm asking them to reach in and declare a higher way of being, living, speaking, declaring, commanding. The universe follows commands. It doesn't follow maybes or what ifs. It doesn't follow mixed messages. It follows declaration. We can declare that we will not be part of any of this madness and mayhem. And with all due respect to all of the online psychics that want to go flap their jaws about what's going on in politics, they're not really changing the narrative. They're just pointing fingers and sitting in judgment of what's going to happen or what they believe is going to happen. We have to start with us. What is our intentions? What are our declarations? What are we going to actually physically do that makes a difference? Confidence, clarity, and declaring to refuse to drag any of that with us into a new year. Clean up your act. Clear the ground of what needs to be cleared. Because what you bless, blesses you. What you release, releases you. Power comes from when emotions are mastered and they're not suppressed. And speak the real kind of language. Words we speak are instructions, they're not symbols. When we speak, we are commanding and issuing in those commands. So you could say something, I release the meaning I gave this experience. There's a shift. I release the meaning I gave this experience, and there's shifting from it. You let it go. You didn't drag it in. I wish this, I want that. Why did this person do that? Why did that person do this? Events are going to happen. They always have. They always do. And we assign meaning to those events. And the emotions follow the meaning we give them. And then decisions get formed. You are, we are, the consciousness that observes all of it. We're in observation mode when we make these declarations. Closure is not a conversation of the past. Closure is a declaration of the future. So, if we stop dramatizing our life because the unconscious will, we have to stop dramatizing our life because the unconscious will respond to the dramatization of everything we speak into reality. So, before you go sleeping tonight, close your eyes and let go of the year and the day and all of that. Speak this confidently, with peace, with clarity. I am finished extracting lessons from this year. I revoke every agreement I made with fear. I no longer identify with what exhausted me. I close this chapter without bitterness, without nostalgia. When we command this, we assume order. Pain does not disqualify you from your power. Pain initiates your power. The brain does not distinguish between maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure. So say this peacefully with authority. I consciously end all energetic contracts for 2025. I forgive myself for what I didn't know. I return all borrowed energy and reclaim my own. I rest in certainty. When we say all of this, we are issuing in authority, and the universe is responding to authority. It responds to clarity. The universe responds with definite intentions. New patterns require repetition. So it's not going to happen overnight, but there will be a shift. There'll be a shift in your level of, yes, I'm not Yeah, no. Thank you. Let's move on. New patterns need to be issued in. We hear about brain mapping, those conscious brain mappings. Life is not responding to your efforts, it's responding to whatever you're agreeing to. You don't get what you want. If you don't get what you want or believe, you get what you're consciously agreeing with. What are you agreeing with? If you make an agreement that you're poor and you don't have enough, well, the universe is responding to that. If you are agreeing with, I can't do it, it's too much, it takes too long, yeah, no, then the universe is respond to it. The universe doesn't respond to indecision. The universe responds, or obeys rather, clarity. So we've all got to choose deliberately, or we're going to carry all the indecisions we ever made with us. You know, our pain doesn't require a rematch. We don't owe any disappointment a second chance. So tonight, without hope or wishes or fears, you speak in decision, because decision is going to collapse time. If you've been going around this year feeling stuck, well, it's because you've been sending out mixed messages. You know, we say we want more, but then we emotionally rehearse lack. We're saying, oh, yeah, I'm ready now, I'm ready to do it, yep, I'm going to do it. And then we prepare ourselves for disappointment. That, my friends, is how we keep on repeating these cycles. We keep climbing on the same carousel horse, and it goes around in circles. The Seven of Cups is giving that up. 7, focus. Focus on where you're going. Make declarations about what you're doing. Say what you want, because we know what we don't want. And we keep saying what we don't want. I didn't want that to happen. I wish they hadn't done that. I don't know why they said that. I don't know why I dragged that. And I've got a front row seat to all of that. That's how I learned it. That's how I understood it. Why am I keep going on about that person who said those awful things? That's the other part. Retaliation. It's the same. It's taking up unpaid. It's not paying the rent. Retaliate. We don't have to retaliate. We just then move on. Don't have to thank somebody for being rude or insulting us. Remember, we are initiating power. So when someone does something on purpose to harm, that's on them, not on us. Here's what the fairies have to say. Music. Music to my ears with this. Listen carefully to your words and your music. There may be a message in the music that you hear today. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm the fairies from the trees right to your door. Now, it's quite lovely. Speaking of fairies, you know, where are we? Okay. I've told you about my cats, kittens that pop up. I actually think that cats are very much like fairies. They just got fur on. When a fairy or kitten comes up and wants food and wants to push in line and get to the bowl before the others do, let me tell you something. There is quite the squabble. Just the same as the dogs. My dogs, when I put the bowls down and fill it up with food, they all know what crate to go in. And they wait patiently. And I have a pattern, a way that this one, same thing each time. They know who's next. That's like order. That's like I make the decision and they respond. I made the decision, we get fed at this time. They respond to that. This is how we live our life. What decisions are you making? We have to let go of everything we've done because it's done. Every day, keep repeating. Thank you for another day of opportunity. Thank you for another year of blessings. Thank you for keeping me in my powerful place, my place of authority. It's pretty simple. Power isn't over other people. This is what we have going on in our world consciousness. One country comes along and says, I'm going to take what you got. Stealing. No, no, we don't have to buy into that. Powerful people have done not so nice things to other people. I don't know what to do about that. I don't. Can I wish that they didn't? Well, they did. So, I don't know what somebody else gets up to. I only know what I get up to. But that doesn't give me power over somebody else. It just means it isn't involving me. Does that mean I'm closing my eyes to it? In a way, yes. Because to be distracted by it is giving it space. Unpaid rent in my mind. Nobody gets to ride for free in my head. Or yours, or ours. So, sometimes these words, these declarations, these commandments come with a bit of a sting. Oof. And I have the greatest respect for people that will turn around and say to me, I love you, but you're speaking nonsense. Stop it. Like about a year ago. My therapist at that time, when are you going to tell a different story? I've heard this story too much. Tell a different story. You're coming here speaking to me for an hour. And, in other words, she was saying, I'm tired of hearing the same nonsense. Don't repeat it. Keep going. And that created a shift. Sometimes the universe speaks through the words of other people, not to harm or hurt, but to put us in our place. And that place is a place of power. There's a difference between being nice and being kind. Being nice is saying what you think other people want to hear. Being kind is telling them the truth. And sometimes telling the truth can come with a bit of a whack or a smack. The saying when somebody says, what do you think? You think, I don't know, you're going to want to hear what I have to think. But if you're ready for it, I'll tell you. Oh. If you're going to be wounded by what I say, don't ask me. And when you speak the truth, be mindful of how you're speaking the truth. That's another thing. I'm not sure those shoes go with that bag, but let me find out why you chose those shoes to go with that bag, because if there was intention behind it, if there was intelligence behind it, I stand, what do you want to call it? I stand corrected. We all know those folks that will go and tell somebody, oh, you will never believe what Anne-Marie told me about this or about that or about the other thing. Gossip. That's gossip. They want you to side with them because they don't feel right about what this person said. That's been my career. Make somebody look incredible. Give them a haircut, a hair color, a hairstyle that lifts them off the charts. And it takes one person. I got my hair done. What do you think? And that person's scowl or that person's disapproval sends them right back to the phone. I need to change this because somebody else upset them. Somebody else said something they didn't like. That goes on and on and on and on. It's a bit like what we're saying about letting go of 2025 and declaring 2026. Oh no, not today. No, not today. All right, my friends, I love you. I like that you like and I like that you subscribe. What I love are your comments. Now, we are approaching 2,000 videos that I've produced since I started this little wackaday channel. I don't know, but I would like to get up over the number of subscribers. I think that has to do with Google. I think it has to do with the YouTube people. I'm not quite sure why. It just stays where it is, but that's okay. I'll take the numbers because I'm grateful for all of you. It's this kind of little cozy corner that we get to sit and visit every day. Now I'm waffling on. Until tomorrow, make your declarations. Stand in your power. Do not be a prisoner of your pain. I love you. Bye for now.